For those of you who have bet the NFL long enough, you already know. Whenever something feels like a layup, it probably isn't. Hey, Dave Lockman here. We're back. Our first edition of Thursday Night Football to kick off the 2025 season. Yeah, get excited. Happy to be back. Hey, and as always, hit me up over on Twitter. If you're over there, it is a great spot for football information throughout the year at Loughy_D. You can find me there. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you think it helped you, or you just want to bet football all season long and have a place to go for it. As always, it's free to do so. And if you hate it, just click unsubscribe if you feel like you've made the worst decision of your life. And last thing before we dive into it, all of my picks will be free all year. All of my bets. I want to have a good time. I want to place bets, win money, and we're going to do it over on Tails. Click or tap that link in the description. Just click follow me right there. It takes 2 seconds to create a free account. Before they go up here, before they go on Twitter, all of my picks will be on Tails all season long for free, whether it's sides, props, touchdowns, parlays, ladders, round robins, whatever it may be, whatever we find interesting that week, it'll be there, and it'll be there first. So let's have ourselves a season and talk a little Thursday Night Football. All right, so here we go. Cowboys at the Eagles to kick off the season. Man, it's crazy to see that Micah Parsons' departure has moved the line as much as it did here. You know, this opened at like 6.5, 7 in some spots in the spring. But here we are. We're looking at a fierce division rivalry to open the season with an 8.5-point spread. Now, I'm sure there are some of you on the other side of the screen right now scoffing at what I just said, scoffing, laughing, snickering even at the notion of me going, hey, this is a, fierce division rivalry. Because how could it be a fierce division rivalry given Philly's recent success and the Cowboys' continued descent into the abyss? But let's not kid ourselves. Dak Prescott, throughout his career when he's healthy, has had a ton of success against the Eagles. He's like 9-4 career all time against them. 3-3 at Lincoln Financial Field, which, in divisional spots is definitely not bad. Of course, the rest of this team is weaker than it's been in past seasons, but you have Prescott, Lamb, Pickens, even Ferguson in that offense. This could be a pretty lethal passing offense if the offensive line can hold up. And now look, before any of you scream out that I'm discrediting and disrespecting the Eagles, I'm an Eagles fan, okay? I just don't care about any of that stuff when we're talking about betting. On paper, yeah, the Eagles are obviously a far superior football team on both sides of the field. But early on, I could see this game being competitive. Neither coaches played a significant amount of their starters in the preseason. The only guys that played for the Eagles were guys, fighting for positional battles, and that wasn't many of them at all. And yeah, the Cowboys have some things to figure out. You've got a new head coach, although Schottenheimer's been with the organization since 2022, so, whatever. The Eagles have a decent amount to figure out on defense as well. Like, they lost a handful of quality, really good defensive starters after the Super Bowl. Sweat, Milton Williams, Darius Slay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, to name a few. Those are some big names and things you got to figure out early in the year. And I think they'll be fine, but it might take more than just a couple of quarters to do that. So yeah, the Cowboys likely lose this game, but it would be a travesty, honestly, if they just sleepwalk through this entire game early on with zero urgency and a division rivalry a team coming off their second Super Bowl victory in 7 years. I don't know, man. They lost Parsons. The sentiment on the Cowboys couldn't be further down in the dumpster than any other team, really. Like, the expectation is they just get shit on from start to finish in this game. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe that is exactly what happens tonight. And I'll have egg on my face, and you can come and let me know in the comments. But I'm personally not going to play it that way. You guys play this however you want, of course. I'm just feeding you my thoughts in the game, and hopefully in some form or fashion you can benefit from them, even if you're fading. But I'm going Cowboys plus 5.5 in the first half. So first half spread plus 5.5 over on FanDuel. It's 4.5 everywhere else. Not a huge significance there, given that there's no key numbers, but still plus 5.5 Cowboys first half. And we'll see if things begin to unravel in the second. By the way, if you guys are placing bets today, make sure that you're jumping over on every book you can, particularly Bet365. They've got no sweat bets for today. They've got a ton of promos throughout the week. I can put them all up on the screen for you as well. But more importantly, if you sign up with the link in the description, deposit $10, that's it, and bet $5 on whatever you want, win or lose, that results in you getting $200 in bonus bets the moment that bet settles. So now you go into the Sunday games with $200 in bonus bets that you didn't have before, and an opportunity to take advantage of a lot of the other promos they have going on this week. I always put it like this. Someone walks up to you on the street, they say, pal, give me $5, I'm going to give you 200. You're going to look at him odd. You're going to think he's trying to rob you. But if it's not, you're taking that immediately, and then you're running away before he can change his mind. So link down there, 21 years or older to gamble. Gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And let's talk about a player prop here. Dak Prescott over 249.5 passing yards. Yeah, look, I'm gonna go with this one, okay? Look, he has historically played well against the Eagles. It's just the truth. When he's healthy, he has. And yes, it's an improved Philadelphia secondary from what he's seen in the past, because he missed both games against them last year. But I think they could be a little vulnerable in week one. Again, you had the starters who didn't play in the preseason. Philly lost Darius Slay. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They've got some new faces out there. And there's obvious question marks, no doubt. Can the offensive line hold up for the Cowboys against the Eagles pass rush, which is also going to look different this year. But having CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens at your disposal. Pickens now, not just CeeDee Lamb, because Pickens, dude, this guy's elite. I don't care what anyone says. Catch radius is nasty. His antics are insane. He's a wild man, right? But he's awesome. He's really good. I think it could boost his passing game a lot. And yeah, obviously Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, these guys proved to be elite corners in their rookie seasons. But there's going to be ways to exploit the secondary in week one with more than just one fresh face back there in the secondary or on defense for Philly. So in all likelihood, Dallas struggles to run the football, and Dallas is forced to throw the football a lot. Dak, I should say, will be forced to throw. The volume alone could get him over the top in this one. So typically, I wouldn't be betting Dallas plus 5.5 in the first half and Dak over on passing yards, but I think this is a unique situation, and that's where I'm going to go. All right, remember, and I want to hit on a touchdown here. Remember I told you guys that we should, number one, be on as many books as possible. Number two, exploit the promos when we have the opportunity. FanDuel has a good one, okay? $2 million jackpot for first or last touchdown score. Now, the cool thing is you're just betting an anytime touchdown score, but if they score the first or last touchdown of the game, you're sharing the pot of $1 million. Now, if they score the first touchdown, you're splitting $1 million between the people who bet that guy. If they score the second, same thing. If they score if they score the first and last, you're splitting $2 million between all of that. So that's what I want to do. The way I like to do this, though, is I want to take one guy that isn't super chalky, right? You know, we don't need a 10-1, but someone that's not insanely chalky. I'm not going to go Barkley or Jalen Hurts here, right? Not even CeeDee Lamb, because if you do win, you're chopping with a lot of people. I'm going to go George Pickens because there's two things. I want someone that's not super chalky, but also could very easily score. Because if we win the anytime touchdown bet anyway, it still pays out, and the minimum bet's only $5. I also want someone whose odds are as good on FanDuel or better than they are on any other book, so we already know we're making a decent bet as far as the odds are concerned. So I like George Pickens here. Guy has an insane catch radius. He's big. Dak Prescott has finally, outside of a tight end, a true big-bodied, quality receiver in the red zone. And I think you're going to have a lot of focus on a guy like CeeDee Lamb today, rightfully so. But I like George Pickens at plus 220 in this spot on FanDuel. If he scores the first or last touchdown, that's just a bonus for us. If he scores an anytime touchdown, we still get paid out. So there you have it, baby. George Pickens, Dak Prescott, and the Cowboys plus 5.5. Look, it could go well, it could go bad. It's the opening night of the football season, and that's the only thing that matters. Look forward to having you guys hang out all season long. Hit me up over on Twitter, of course. Follow me on Tails. Get all of these picks free for the season. And anything that's never on YouTube is going to be there first, or just be there in general. I'll see you guys back here for the next one on Monday. Have a great night and a great weekend. Football is back. Bye-bye.